Hi, I'm Joe Wiesenfelder with Cars.com. This is a 2013 Volvo S60 sedan. It comes in two versions, the T6, which we have here, which stands for turbocharged 6-cylinder, and there's also a T5, turbocharged 5-cylinder, which we tested against 5 other sports sedans in one of our big comparison tests, so I'll be able to give you more comparison information than usual. One of the areas where the S60 earned its stripes in our test was interior comfort and quality. Now with the moonroof, the headroom is actually a little bit lower than some of the others in the test. Same thing for the back seat legroom, but both still workable. Now Volvo is known for the quality of its seats. They aren't super cushy, but they are super comfortable. They have excellent support where you need it, and it was true with the base seats that come in the regular T5 that we tested, and also the R-Design sport seats that we have here. Now there is one caveat for you though. The head restraints are not adjustable and they kind of lean forward. Some people find this terribly intrusive and uncomfortable. Speaking of head restraints, this would not be a Volvo review without mention of the best feature in this Volvo, and that is rear head restraints that can be collapsed from the driver's seat using this button right here. What that does is it allows you to lower them to improve your view out the rear if someone left them raised. It also lets you discipline the kids. If they don't behave, you can issue a remote dope slap like this. Let's see that again in Cars.com slow motion. There are a couple things I don't like. For one, this plastic window on the gear selector with the shift pattern on it. Most people think it looks really cheap and terrible. Did you ever build models when you were a kid and get too much cement on the window? That's what this looks like. It's shameful. Another thing I'm not wild about, the way the entertainment navigation system works. There's no touchscreen. So when you're changing everything on the screen, when you are inputting destinations for the navigation system, you're using the knob and selecting letters from the alphabet that way. Now, the S60's driving experience has some ups and some downs. First, an upside, that's the power. The T5 has 250 horsepower, that's pretty respectable. The T6 is 300 horsepower, or in the R-Design version, 325. Now, no doubt, the T6 that we have here takes off like a shot, comes with all-wheel drive standard. But I'm happy to say the T5 is quite good as well. In our comparison test, with all-wheel drive, which is the worst-case scenario for that engine and acceleration, it did 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds. A clear lead over most of them, behind only the 328i, which was 6.6 seconds. Now there does seem to be a downside to this power, and that is gas mileage. The EPA ratings for combined city highway driving are as high as 24 for the front-wheel drive T5 and as low as 21 for the most powerful T6 with all-wheel drive. In truth, in our test, we saw an observed 20 miles per gallon for the T5 with all-wheel drive. That's the lowest in the test. Now you might think that's what happens when we have more power, right? Well, not necessarily. The BMW was the quickest vehicle in our test and also got the highest observed mileage at 28 miles per gallon combined. What used to be an unavoidable trade-off is now not necessarily a good excuse anymore. Now, ride quality was one of the positives for this car in our comparison test. That was the T5 with 17-inch wheels and a regular suspension. Now I have to say, with 18-inch wheels and a sports suspension in this T6, it's definitely a firmer ride. You're not going to want to drive the lower level one, then order the high level one, and later find out that it rides too rough for you. Now in handling is where this car fell behind the others. And I say that regarding racetrack testing. In that regard, it was less composed, and I particularly thought that the all-wheel drive system was subpar. The front and rear wheels didn't seem to be talking to each other. It is outclassed by super handling all-wheel drive in the Acura TL and Quattro on the Audi A4. But let's keep perspective on this. In normal driving, it's fine. The all-wheel drive helps you get all that extra power to the road without too much slippage, and on snow or slippery surfaces, I'm sure it's fine. So if you're looking at this car like you would a normal car, you're not going to take it on a racetrack, it's actually quite good. As sports sedans go, the Volvo S60 is a little bit better at the sedan than the sport, but even though it doesn't perform quite as well as the class leaders in aggressive driving, it does more than enough of what you need for normal driving. It has the power, which people appreciate, handles well enough, it's reasonably comfortable, and it gives you all of this stuff at a price that is much more reasonable than you'll find from the Audis and the BMWs, and definitely better than you're going to get from Mercedes, which in addition to being expensive, came in 6th out of 6 in our test. If you want more details on that, check out the Sports Sedan Challenge at Cars.com.